Let's dive into all of this right now. Look, it's the market show live, and are you kidding me? I am. Look, I know you're all wondering what my mojo is and how I've been feeling since that Rex release. I was just telling the fellas backstage, I feel like that this is like an announcement, even though we knew this was coming for years. But listen, I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with these fine gentlemen that are in here today. But are you kidding me? It's freaking Rex. I know we're going to talk about the Death Watch Mandalorian is awesome. Listen, baby, this Rex is hot. It's hot. It might be a 10 out of 10. First, let's say hi to everybody. KG, welcome. What's going on, baby?
Hey, Aries. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Anthony?
Six Scale Mafia. How you guys doing tonight? Good to be here. Good to see everybody.
Yeah. Fabio, what's going on, baby?
Guys, what's up?
Desy, I feel like it's been forever. It's good to have you.
It's been forever. I'm glad to be here. What's up, everyone?
Yeah. And the maestro's here. Long time no talk, Dante. How's it going?
I know, man. It's been like a couple hours. I'm happy to be here, guys. Nice to see everyone on here on the chat. Obviously, you guys are awesome. And of course, the beautiful panel for tonight.
And welcome everybody here on a Friday night, the Market Chart Show Live. Look, I am pumped up, and I do have. Look, this is worth. I know it's not a new announcement. I know it's just a release we've been waiting for. I've got the coffee. I've got the juice, baby. I've got the wizard juice. Come on, let's get right into it because I just can't wait to get this figure. And I want to show something to everybody right here. Take a look right now. What is number 3? And mark my words, it will soon be number 1. And we'll go ahead, just give it a couple of days, if not tonight, of those 501st. Is it a matter of fact? Is it possible that Captain Rex can be the number 1 selling Hot Toy action figure when you combine Marvel, DC, Back to the Future, all of them? And I say, yes, look, this thing is absolutely hot, and we're going to get into it. But when I pull this up on the screen, and the first person I'm going to is I'm going to the maestro. And listen, I need you to talk to me, baby, because you see this here, Dante, and I know you're going to be reviewing this next week. First, tell me your impressions of what you see so far. What do you think? What do you think you're going to grade this when you have it in hand? Talk to me, baby.
Well, first of all, I think this is the worst release. Dude, you can ask me that question. We were talking about
Put a little proper 12 of this.
And listen, I'm gonna say something, and normally any other YouTuber will not say this, but I've been calling this guy since freaking, I don't know, like 3 months ago. My sister were telling me Rex is ready. Rex is ready. Rex is
you
ready.
Have been.
And
you
I've been sharing. I got destroys, comments, everyone. Oh, what happened with Rex? It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not up to me. Obviously, it's not up to me. But well, that's the past. He's here. He's with us now. It's on his way. I will have him for review next week. My expectations of this is obviously the telescope is beautiful based on the pictures. But I want to see that body. I want to see if the body is similar to the 501st. If he has ratcheted joints, and then we can probably be with a solid contender of figure of the year. But I'm gonna reserve my judgment until I get the figure in hand. But based on the promo pictures or the actual final product pictures, man, beautiful.
Are
Beautiful.
you kidding me, Fabio, with what Dante's saying here? I am so pumped. This looks so. It looks like the best hot toy that's ever released. I'm probably just pumped up, and I'm probably just. But it really does. I mean, I almost feel like, Fabio, that when I get this in my hands, I actually might say, is it possible that I will say this is the best hot toy they ever made? But what say you about what Dante said? Do you think the joints, what he's talking about, do you think it's going to be similar to the 501st? Do you think that, it's going to have some of those problems like with the other thing with Cody? What say you on this?
I would hope that they would make it with the ratcheted joints. I mean, that's the best types of joints that you could get, specifically for posing. So I hope they do it. I mean, I don't think Cody had them, but hopefully this is it's supposed to be a better figure, a newer figure. So hopefully we get that.
Yeah, and going to you, Anthony. What do you think about the ratchet? I think it's going to be ratcheted joints. I think that it's going to be hot, baby. I think it's going to be a lot like that 501st.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think basically with the 501st and then in a little bit of the Coruscant Guard, they're just slightly different, but both of those bodies are amazing, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're going on from here on out. Like, this is the new, I don't want to say 2.0, but like the new version bodies for these troopers. So yeah, I'm thinking he's going to be ratcheted. I mean, he should be, I think, at this point. I mean, even somebody as simple as the armorer, she's ratcheted. So a figure of the year, yeah, for Star Wars, I'd say Star Wars, the hype is real too. Like you were saying, like this sounds like an announcement, even though, he's been announced forever. It's just the anticipation's been building and the wait. Now he's finally here. So yeah, definitely Star Wars. I think, I mean, it's just October. We still got a few more months, but so far, yeah, he's definitely, at the very least, contender for figure of the year for Star Wars.
Absolutely, Anthony. And KG, before I go to you, and then you, Desy, there's already 73 in here. Thank you so much for watching the Market Show live. Look, baby, this is what it's all about. A release like this, and I am if for them to nail it like these production photos, baby. If you can't tell that I'm pumped up. Look, I look forward all day to this. It's not that I love work. I love this. I love that. I love this stuff, baby. And I love what Hot Toys did here. Look, man, KG, your first thought when you saw this, when you woke up in the morning yesterday and you saw this and you saw the pictures, what'd you think?
I was shocked and amazed that they actually released this, because a lot of us, we thought that this figure was going to get pushed back because it got pushed back. It was supposed to come out April to June of this year, and it got pushed back to September to November, I believe. And it turned out the way I expected, even better, I think. I think the prototype, I mean, it matches up with the prototype, maybe even better. It's an amazing piece, and it looks like the photographers that had this figure had a lot of fun. Posing this figure, especially having the 501st troopers around him. Hey, if you have the money for it and if you have the space for it, I mean, why not go grab 2 or 3 of those 501st troopers and match it up with them? It's just an amazing piece, and I really hope I get it pretty soon from Sideshow. I really hope we don't have an issue with this figure. I really hope we don't get the Cody effect with it. I really hope it's those ratcheted joints that that you Anthony and Dante have been mentioning in your videos. It's probably the best thing to have for every single figure is the ratcheted joints. It just proves it's more sturdy. It will be more sturdy to the future. So yeah, I'm so hyped about it. I can't wait to have it in hand.
And Desy, go absolutely. And Desy, going to you. I know that you have the whole artist background. You kind of do that for a living as well, type of thing. What is your first impression without having it in hand, without seeing some of the reviews? What is your impression of the head sculpt?
As good as I thought it was going to be. It looks amazing. But then again, you look at Cody right now. I thought that was probably figure of the year last year, right? That was my opinion. I know a lot of people didn't agree with me, but that head sculpt was great. So I think this Rex head sculpt is great too. It's just a different hairstyle, but I never doubted it. Figure of the year, we'll see. I'll get it in hand. I don't think it's going to beat my figure of the year, but if I call that, I might disappoint some people. So
Well, look, I mean, I'm putting up a lot of comments. Welcome everybody that's in here. 76 in here. I'm trying to flash your comments. Welcome to the Market Show Live, and welcome to this special epic episode because Rex, baby, it looks good. It looks good. Dante, is it possible that this is going to get a 10 out of 10 if the ratchets are is the head sculpt? Let me ask you this. Is the head sculpt going to get a 10 out of 10, do you think?
I don't want to spoil my score yet. I mean, I have to have it in hand. I think based on the pictures, which by the way, awesome photographers, especially Ultravan. I love his shots.
Amazing shots.
He's really, really good. Those shots were perfect. I mean, beautiful. Everything, colors, exposure, you name it. The head sculpt looks fantastic. I think there's actually an improvement from the prototype. I think something is different that looks even more real. So that means, and this is something that Aries, you guys have been following me on my Unfiltered show with Easy. We've been talking about the issues with the head sculpt back in the day with Mark 85 and how that changed everything. The whole game changed. Now you can see better head sculpts. You see the Hot Toys is paying closer attention, especially to the figures that matters the most for the collectors, like Captain Rex, for example, which is a fantastic figure. So again, I can't wait to have this guy in my hands. I'm gonna do I'm gonna take my time to do the review, but you'll see it. Let's see. Like Aries will say, is it possible I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10? Just wait for it.
Man, well, I'm looking at all these comments in here, everybody. The 84 already in here. Look, go ahead and just hit the like button now, because we want Howard to know when he does things right. And we want more of these clones, don't we? Look, we were talking about this, I think, offline, guys. Look, give me more of these. Wow. Let's go back and take a look at some of this. And let's go to Fabio. Fabio, first, there's a question out there. How many of these are you getting? So I'm going to ask you that. But when you compare this, I mean, what do you think of as far as the helmet and seeing it on these pictures now, Fabio, and the wear and tear, on the armor? You're seeing it here on the shoulder pad. You're seeing, I mean, this looks like, I hate to use this word, but like a masterpiece. What do you think of the helmet? What do you think of the whole outfit? What do you think of the wear and tear? And how many of these are you getting, baby?
Well, Hot Toys always is very good with their detail on pretty much every figure. I ordered 3 of these, not knowing that the 501st was coming out. I have 4 501st coming, and I have 3 of these coming. Not realizing that I was able to, because the way I wanted to display them was have a Rex with the head sculpt, and then another Rex with just the helmet on. But because I'm getting the 501st, now I could do 3 501st and then have Cody and Rex next to each other as well. So that's going to be my little shelf when they come in.
Yeah, putting this up from S. Murphy. Sexy Rexy is on the way. Anthony, I am, if you can't tell, a little bit pumped up about this release. This release is gaining a lot of steam. We're going to get into that in a moment. Your impressions, we're talking a lot about the head sculpt because it looks like that may be, I mean, just looking at the head sculpt, I mean, this does look like it's going to be figure of the year, unless there's something that's wrong that we're going to find out in the reviews. But I actually don't expect it. I think that's why. And Dante, giving you a shout out again, because you were calling this for months. But you were saying that the reason it was going to be a little bit, they were going to take their time. They were not going to mess this up. Am I right, Dante? Before I go to you, Anthony, I mean, just chime on that real quick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing. He looks so good that and I'm only getting, mine. Like I said, mine shipped today. So hopefully early next week I'll have a review up. But I don't know. The head sculpt's too good, but I also want to just keep him posed as is, like right here. I love the helmet, and you're right. He might actually be like masterpiece status. I mean, all the detailing that you can see all over his armor. I mean, he stands out. He looks perfect. He looks perfect. He comes with a bunch of stuff. Again, the head sculpt is phenomenal. And again, you know, once we have it in hand, I don't think it's gonna be any different though. I don't think, you know, me having that head sculpt under my light and looking at him really, I mean, he's not gonna look any worse than what he does already. He already looks great. So I don't think it's gonna be anything less than that. He's 10 out of 10. Yeah. I mean, right now, just by pictures, he's 9 out of 10. So once he's in hand, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and just before I go to UKG and Desy, thank you for that, Anthony, and Dante. Just going back to you, you know, you were warning us here for a few months that they wanted to hit this right, correct? And so, what is your confidence level that when you get this in hand, is some of the problems like we have with Cody that we're not going to have it with this?
Well, actually, I'm expecting to see a better body. I think Hot Toys learned their lesson with Cody, the exchanges with the Hesco before with Mark 85, and everything that happened after. I mean, it was a chain effect. I mean, everything that happened with Mark 85 originated all these figures to be delayed in the first place. So, and the company lost a lot of money as well because they needed to have extra production. So they will not make the same mistake again. I'm thinking they will not. If it's your smart company, you will not make the same mistake twice. So I think this figure is gonna be better in terms of obviously the articulation, the body itself. I think we're gonna see a really good figure. And I can wait. Again, the figure will be here in my channel next week. So you'll see the unboxing and review, and I can wait. I can really wait for this guy.
I can't wait. I can't wait either. And KG, just look at those 501sts flanked around him like that. I mean, look, we saw the reviews on the 501st. Look, and listen, I knew there were a couple problems with Cody, but I love that Cody figure is freaking an incredible
phenomenal
figure. And you know, you had some people in there, like I said, you know, the Ray figure was awesome. You know, got some 9 out of 10s. We had some other figures. I actually think that there's going to be people giving this a 10. It looks. I bet you Hot Toys nailed it, but just look at this picture, flanked with the 501st. Come on.
Yeah, and you don't want to see Jed's video because, you know, he has like 12 of them. So he's going to pose all of them up, and then everybody's like, oh, I got to go pair like 6 Power Troopers and then 1 Cody for 2 go. I mean, you know, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, I was this close into getting these 2 Power Troopers, this close, but I had to remind myself I have to be very selective. Will it happen? I don't know. I might pick up 1. I have to see. But I don't have the room to army build and the money for it. But these picks definitely tempt you. That's how they do it. They tempt you with these photos. Like if you want to get if you want to get Rex, you got to get these 2, you know, to pose them next to him in a shelf. So it's crazy. I was tempted, but I got to control myself sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Raylo Binks chimes in with the $1.99 bomb, baby. Look, I'll pour you a whole pot of coffee for that $2, baby. Look, I love it. Thank you so much. This figure has me spilling all my coffee, baby. You ain't kidding, Raylo. Look, Desy, everyone's pretty excited about this. And let's put something together as you from an artist. This head sculpt looks sick, bro. The Ray head sculpt is sick, bro. The freaking Kylo Ren, okay, is sick, bro. Are we on? Is it possible that Hot Toys is now on a roll artistically, and that every one of these releases, at least for Star Wars anyway, because we're talking about that, is going to be on the money? What's going on here, baby?
I think so. I think there's going to be a lot of improvements. I think there's still room to improve, right? There always is. But this figure, right? And I don't like to count this figure too much in that regard because we already had Cody. Like I said before, Cody was my figure of the year last year. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a broken shoulder, so I'll say that. But the head sculpt was amazing. So this is just that same head sculpt again. Yeah, I know you can do it. You did it last. It's great. It's awesome. But I want to see what they do going forward with Ahsoka, and that's why I'm hesitant to call this one figure of the year yet because we still have time for Ahsoka.
We still have time for some others besides Ahsoka. We're going to get into that Fabio, are you surprised with all the comments here, in the chat, how many people are pumped up for this?
No, not at all. I mean, we, like you said before, we've been talking about this for, it feels like forever. We've been wanting this forever. So it's only right to be excited for it now that we finally got it. You know what I mean? And we got it early too, so it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much there, Raylo. Thanks for that $1.99 super chat. And the super chat, we got 92 in here. Please go ahead and hit that like button. Let's smash that like button. I think Popsick's in the house. If someone can bring him over some, I don't know if he has coffee or maybe he's a water guy, or maybe he wants some wizard juice.
He's a water guy.
Appreciate everybody in the house here. Okay, so now let's get into some even more fun stuff, because there's very interesting things happening, Dante. I'm going to go to you first here with the market with this right now. So let me put some stuff up on the screen that I find to be very, very interesting indeed. First of all, Cody is on fire in the secondary market, but let me go ahead and pull this up, because we're gonna tie this in. And with all the prices that are overseas to come into the States, and I'm going to put this up because that's what this show is all about. You can look here, and whether it's this seller or any of the other sellers or any of the other places, this figure right now is easily selling $500 plus and going up, and it's moving without hesitation. Remember all the stuff we talked about with the Rey and with the Kylo and some of the harder to find figures? They were selling high, just like the Death Watch Mandalorian. Not like this boy, baby. Not like this boy. It is getting epic prices right now. And when you go ahead and look, and this is everywhere, this is going to sell out very, very quickly. It's something that you have. The demand is very, very high. Very, very high. And when you go to, I'm going to go pull this up on the screen and go to the best selling wise on Sideshow. And I brought this up at the beginning of the program, but now it kind of fits in, Dante. This is now, and you'll see it. It's number 3. It's gone over everything so far. With this, so far, you can see the collecting community's reaction on this particular figure has catapulted it all the way up to number 3. It's hardly been out. Okay, I'm telling you right now, Dante, this is going to be number 1, if not tonight, certainly within a couple of days. And I think it's going to be number 1 all of Hot Toys. Are you surprised at how much these are going for? And let's just start with that. Are you surprised with that?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because the expectation was very high. You've seen in different Facebook groups people talking about Rex. When is Rex coming? When is Rex coming? We share information in previous shows. Aries, you mentioned this as well in your previous market outlook shows. So the expectation has been very high, and now that he's out, and people are seeing the final product, now they are eager to get this figure even more. So it is actually not a surprise that this guy is number 3 right now. Yeah, as you said it, I think this guy is going to be number 1 in no time. And looking at the demand right now, talking to some of my sources that I have in Hong Kong, we may not be able to get this guy as we think. So we might have something going on with this figure. So just keep that in mind.
No, I get the same. I'm right with you there, baby. And look, how people are wondering how many of these they make. And it's great that they made Captain Rex. This is not the Mandalorian. This is not Din Djarin. Howard Chan did not make 40,000 of these. You could rest assured. And the demand right now is super high, Anthony. It is super, super, super high. You're seeing it on here. It's going to be number 1. I just showed you an auction, a live auction where they've been selling it to seller. Every auction on there from overseas is 500 plus. You see it on all the sellers from over there too, having no problem moving that. Wow. I mean, are you surprised?
No, no. To be honest with you, not at all. Because, like you said, this is not, another Mando. It's not another Iron Man. I mean, this is Rex, and this is probably going to be the only Rex we're going to get. I mean, maybe down the road. I mean, I'm talking down the road. They may do another Rex, right? Like years from now. But like, this is going to be your definitive Rex, and there's no surprise to me that from that link that you just showed. I mean, like, how many did that one have? Like 3 or 4 sold in the last 24 hours just
last
from him.
24 hours to 3 or 4, baby, already.
Yeah,
so and when you go on somebody's sites too, when you go on somebody's sites and they say like 1 left, 2 left, I mean, and you're not even including on some of those shipping and stuff. I mean,
right.
Everywhere, no matter where you go, and people are just. It's too bad they didn't offer this figure at Sideshow like the Death Watch Mandalorian.
Right.
And people were messaging me saying, "Hey, they're going to do that." I was like, "No, baby. Unfortunately, not with these big ones. They're going to throw a bone everywhere." Remember, they did that with the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike.
Yeah,
that was available at the same time. But then, it only happens with some things. But man, this Rex.
Yeah, I don't think Sideshow would have been able to keep up with the the shipping demand right now, to be honest with you, if they did have it anyway.
Yeah, Fabio, the man with 800 plus figures. Or look, you've been around this for a little bit. This is a little bit crazy, isn't it? I was warning, and Dante was warning that this was going to be a super high demand, super high. What do you make of all this with how long you've been doing this and everything you got?
Well, number one, the hype that I'm seeing now when it comes to Hot Toys, period. Since I don't think it's the same. I feel like it's more. It's a bigger hype, and I feel like it's understandable because the amount of new products and new designs and new heads and new artistry and new everything has evolved, has gotten so much better from back then. So now when I see a figure I have older, like really really old figures, and you have to see the difference between a head sculpt from back then with something like that we're getting now. It's like night and day. So the hype, it comes with what we're getting now. So it makes, to me at least, it makes sense. That and don't forget also that this is Star Wars. So this is not just something that just came out of nowhere. So you have a lot of fans already behind this, and now you're getting a top-notch product, of something that we enjoy having, we like buying. So why not?
Yeah, and I want to welcome everybody that's in here. We already hit up to 116 already. Got 111 in here right now. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, it's a little bit crazy with this figure, Desy. I'm going to pull this back up again. You're seeing these prices, and it's to me, it's, if I could get to it up here, I think I went a little bit too far down. And like I said, everywhere on eBay, no matter what seller this, and they're moving, it kind of sets the stage. They didn't make as many of these, Desy, as the best car version of the Mandalorian. Everyone's buying those 501sts. I just showed you the, best selling right now on Sideshow, and Rex has come all the way up, and I think he's going to sit at number 1 until he's done. And that's not the best car Mandalorian. I'm going to repeat that again. He's going to sit at number 1 until he's done. How fast can he be done at Sideshow, Desy?
Well, you're looking at those $500 second market price tags. I think he's going to be done real quick at Sideshow. That little black pre-order box is going to turn into a waitlist box pretty soon. So, if you want one, get one soon through Sideshow. If not, you're gonna pay quite a penny for. Look at the prices now. That's what it's still in stock for pre-order at Sideshow. Yeah,
and KG. Look, I've been talking about this for a while. How long is this going to be in stock at Sideshow? Is this going to get in stock at Sideshow? I think it is going to get in stock in Sideshow, but I've talked about this with Dante before. There actually is a formula. A formula meaning that there is a possibility that this could go real quick, fast, in a hurry. I don't think it's likely, but, whenever there's a scenario, it's kind of like, there is a possibility here. You could see things brewing right now with this figure. The demand is high. And let me tell you something, KG. people have bought the 501sts.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
a lot of them.
a lot of
And
them.
when have you last seen a Trooper, KG? That's been number 1 and 2 for how many weeks already on Sideshow? Come on.
Yeah, I really think that Rex will stay for like a good, I would think maybe 2-3 months once it's, add to cart, not pre-order, but add to cart.
3 weeks.
I think 2 to 3 months, like Cody. I think Cody was 2 to 3 months, I think, and after that, price will go up. That's my prediction. Where it's going to sit for a little while, right? It's going to sit for a little while. I think it's a little overly, maybe a little overly produced, not too much, but it's a good amount of them there. But yeah, I think it'll go pretty soon, but not like 2-3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Well, you know what's interesting about that point? If it does last 2 or 3 months, but you're saying that it is overproduced, let's say, because I don't think it is, but let's say that you're right and it is. That's still pretty amazing, right, KG?
Yeah.
The fact that if it's overproduced and it's only in there, you're only giving it 2-3 months, and I see your point. So I think, KG, no matter which way it goes, this is a hot one.
Yeah.
It depends when it hits stock too. We're in Q4, guys. If it hits stock, Thanksgiving, Christmas gifts, or directly after.
Yeah,
Christmas.
exactly. Yeah.
All right, so Desy, let's go to usage. We have 121 in here. Thank you all so much for watching the Market Chart Show live. We're talking about the captain, baby. We're talking about Rex. We're talking about coffee, decaf, lattes, cool lattes, spotchka. I actually don't got the spotchka tonight, but I got the wizard juice, and it's going to come in handy because we got some stuff coming up on the show here. Let me pull some stuff up. I showed you what's already going on in the market with Rex. Cody is insane.
Yeah.
Insane right now, and I'm seeing it the last couple of days. Dante, we've talked about this with what's going to happen with Cody. And if I could pull this up on the screen, and it looks like I could show you one just from yesterday. A Cody going for $516 on September 30th, right when this came out. Unbelievable. But tracking higher now in the $400 tier range is Commander Cody. I've spoke to also some sellers that I know that have been telling me, hey, Aries, it's going up. I'm selling it $430. I'm selling it higher than that. That 500 it shows you as well. People are starting. Are you surprised, Dante, that this is kind of going the way we've been thinking it was going to go?
Yes, absolutely. And not only that, just get ready because I can agree with KG. I think this figure is going to be in stock for a short period of time, maybe a couple months tops, if that actually. And we're gonna see a massive, spike in the price. So if you're still on the fence, again, you can wait for the reviews to come, and then you make your own decision based on that. If you're happy with what you're seeing with the pictures, with the final product, I think you should pull the trigger on this one. Even if you want to get this figure and then sell it later, just for investment, if you will, right? You can actually get it now and then just sell it like double, and you can make some money out of it. Because that's some people do that. So just gonna give you the two options. I can wait though. I can wait for this guy to come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Anthony, let's go to you here with 117 watching, and I'm gonna pull this up. Here's another auction. So this was actually 420 because $35 in shipping is ridiculous. I'm just saying it is. So it's really 420 here. And look, this is actually before the surprise Rex, Anthony. So it already was going up and on a trend up. The market value chart now at sixscalecantina.com does show that this is up at 418. It has moved up over the last couple of days before, but I think it's going to skyrocket here over the next week. This is happening with Cody. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see Cody rise. And I don't see a scenario, whether it's KG, thought there in 2-3 months it's going to go out of stock, or whether it actually like some of the others it's going to be gone in 2 or 3 weeks, or there's a formula where it doesn't even make it in stock, which is possible. I don't see a scenario where Cody's in the secondary market going for $450, $500, and Rex is going to be $300. I just don't see it.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. And you know, say with Dante and KG, I think you guys are being optimistic because even like if you look at, you know, on the Marvel side, Venom's not even shipped and he's out. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like with Rex, I'm giving him 3 weeks. I'm end of October. I think he's going to be waitlisted before he even ships. And there's no way. And
it's possible.
And Cody's going up. Cody's still going. He's just going to keep rising. Like I said, we said before, these guys are both going to be $500 figures. And as we can see already, Rex is already. I mean, he's selling for it right now because of the hype, but I don't think he's going to drop. Once Sideshow's sold out, that's going to stay steadily at 500 because you know what? It's anchor and adjustment, right? So once he's there, people are already buying it. They're buying it at $500. Nobody is going to drop that price now.
Plus, don't forget that once Rex comes out, everybody's going to want Cody, and they're going to pay whatever it is going for, you know.
That is happening now. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be careful with Cody. With that arm issue, you spend that kind of money.
Desy, are you, having you chime in on these and the prices right now with 121 in here? You know, as you mentioned, it's the same head sculptor. Not surprised. Certainly, it could be figure of the year. We're going to get into some of those other figures that have yet to come out that could possibly combat this. But you know, when you're seeing these numbers and you're seeing what's happening, you know, what is your take on this? And remember, you know, Fabio and I have talked about this a lot about these sideshow versions that came out because of his collection. You know, he has the sideshow Rex. Fabio has the sideshow Cody. They were going for over $500 consistently. Again, I just don't see a scenario when this goes on waitlist, whatever it is, however it winds up doing it, that, you know, you're going to have Cody for that price and you're going to have this 200 cheaper. I just don't see it.
No, and whether this is figure of the year or not, it's an instant classic. This is going to be a figure where somebody asks you, "Hey, I don't know what this Hot Toys stuff is. What can you show me an example? You know, not something high end, not something low end, just a general common example." You pull out this Cody, right? He's not a DX, right? But he is one of the best just figures that you can show someone to, like, this is what you get when you put the money down for a Hot Toy, right? So, and by the way, breaking news, everyone's getting their emails on the for the armor from Side. I just got mine, so.
Yeah. Dante, going back to you. We've talked a lot about what's going to happen to Cody over here. And I just had a chat up, and I think I'll put it back up from Josh. Cody could hit 600 when Rex ships. You know, let me ask you this, Dante. Is that possible that it could actually hit $600 before he even ships?
I don't. I mean, the market is crazy sometimes, so you never know. If some people bought General Grievous for like $800 despite the issues, I would not be surprised that, you know, this figure can get that high. But you know, I'm kind of agree with what KG said about the price, the issue with the arm with Cody. And you know, I think that's kind of, if you're gonna pay $600 for a figure that you know that you cannot even return or exchange or get parts to fix, you know, it has to be, you know, well thought. I think
dangerous game to play with.
You know,
It's a dangerous game, but it shows you how crazy demand it is, baby.
Yeah,
It is,
yeah. The man is gonna be. I mean, this is gonna happen for this guy, for Cody. I agree with Fabio what he said as well. You know, Rex is and Cody a perfect recipe. If you see Rex coming and it's really perfect, obviously, you know, sales are gonna spike. That's not a secret. You're gonna see the figure, but I still believe that, you know, it's gonna be maybe a month or two that we're gonna see this figure and then gone, and then that's it.
Yep. Yeah. And KG, let's go back to you. We got 139 in here. Thank you all so much for watching the Market Chart Show live. KG, I think what's happening here, and I'm trying to get to this point, it's like peanut butter and jelly. I think for a lot of collectors, maybe not everybody, but I would say the vast majority, kind of Cody goes with Rex. And if you're going to have Rex, even if you maybe made a decision that you don't want Cody, you kind of start feeling that in your gut. Man, I really wish I have the. Is that kind of what's happening here, in your opinion? And I think that's why I think, unless they straight out reissue this or come out with another Cody, which I believe that they will, because of everything that's if they're going to buy it, they're going to buy like this, these clones. Rest assured, Hot Toys, they're taking the data. They're like, oh yeah, let's put out more. But for right now, I think it's like peanut butter and jelly, my friend. I think it kind of goes together.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like when I first started collecting, I really wanted Rex and Cody, like those two together on the shelf. And yeah, I mean, they look great with each other. In the shows, I think in the show, those are the two most famous clones in the show, if I'm wrong. I'm not surprised that the price is going up when Rex, got, released, and this figure will keep going up, even though it has that arm issue, and, you're going to play a dangerous game and like, you're going to pay $600 and don't know if you have the bad one. So you gotta just take a risk, I guess, and hopefully don't get the bad egg. Yeah, it's like what you say. It's peanut butter and jelly. They go together so well. It is. They're both clones. They're both brothers. So, and I mean, they're both captains. Both captain, commander. It's just a good fit for your Star Wars collection.
It really is. And Fabio, going back to you, because I know you had both of these figures. And I forget, how many of these Rexes are you getting, baby?
Rex, I order 3 5014.
Wow. I think it's a good point, Fabio. I think it's hard not to have one with the other, right? Correct. What do you think?
Well, that's why I so I got, like I was saying before, I got the 3 Codys because I planned on displaying one with the helmet, one without. So then I took them out. I said, you know what? He looks fine with just, so now I have 2 just sitting in a box. Then I ordered the I don't remember. I think it was the Rex that came out on pre-order first. So I ordered 3 of those, again for the same reason, thinking I'm going to display one with the helmet, and obviously Rex has different helmets. So I was like, you know what? I'll do one with the head sculpt, one with the different helmet, and another one with a different helmet. And then the 501st came out, and I was like, oh my god! So now I got to get 4 of these. So then that's how that happened.
Wow, Desy, let's go to you with this question.
So
look here, Cody going up so much now. How much when the 212 comes out? How about the Airborne Trooper? Desy, look, is this a good time for Hot Toys to do this? Knowing that, hey, this would be a good trooper to come out with because it goes with Cody, and everyone's getting Cody in the secondary market because everybody wants Rex, and everyone's going to watch the 212. Isn't this an interesting question?
I mean,
or comment.
I look at how the 501st is selling, and now look at Rex. I mean, if you're at Hot Toys, I mean, you're looking at this and saying, start the Airborne. Let's go. Get it started. I mean, it's a definitive seller. So why wouldn't you? I mean, again, other than production schedules and shipping delays and all that, but as far as what figures to produce, they know. Clones.
Yeah, Anthony, let's go to you with this. Watch Rex prices. Look, we're putting a lot of pieces together. When the Clone Wars Ahsoka comes out, yeah, the Anakin, but let's just talk about the Ahsoka because that one's coming real quick, fast in a hurry, baby. Look, that's another thing in here. It's already in Warp 10. All right, they've already, fixed the hyperdrive and the Millennium Falcon, and they're already in warp speed, baby, with this Rex and the Cody in a secondary market. Do you think if Ahsoka drops next week or the week after or sometime this month that does even more or no effect?
Oh yeah, here, let me move this armor because she's weighing down my mic. She's heavy. So when you, dude, if Ahsoka comes out next week, everybody's gonna lose their minds and their wallets. I mean, yeah, it's just gonna be this like overload. Like you know that meme, that you see with like Ric Flair, where it's like it goes in tears and it gets like more powerful, and people like, a huge explosion, right? Like this is like a lot of people in the chat already said it. Like this quarter is a great time for Star Wars fans. Like it's all coming.
That's
you
time
know,
for your wallets.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet. Well, you know, you gotta budget. You guys got to budget, man. Not everybody can get 12 clone troopers. You know, like you know, it's facts. It looks amazing, right? But you know, and I know that builds that hype, and then everybody's like, dude, I totally want that, but you got to spread it out because there's so much already on the way, and then even next year, all these are going to go up in price. Absolutely. Yeah. Cody, the only issue with Cody, like we said, is the arm. So it's a gamble, right? You know, are you going to spend that much on a figure that may have, you know, an arm issue that you can't return?
How often did they come broken? Because mine, you know, thank God.
Mine was fine.
I
didn't have any problems.
I had to go through 6 replacements.
Jesus. Okay.
6.
Seriously, 6?
Yep.
I just had mine was
luck,
perfect.
Hey, Wizards.
Bad luck, definitely bad luck.
Yes.
Oh, he's getting a phone call.
Wait, you were answering Xenoboy. Are you sure? You sure you want me to tell Xenoboy this? Okay, baby. Hey, how you doing? Anyway, all right, Xenoboy. I just heard from the Hot Toys Wizard, and you have to wonder.
Oh my God.
You have to wonder, Zero Boy, about your wallet. But there was another question that you had that he wanted me to ask, and I think it was you. He told me it was you anyway. Actually, he said for your wallet, this is going to answer your question because I'm putting this up by 8 Mark 8 full, and the Hot Toys Wizard wanted to answer this in conjunction, and he said the book of Boba Fett, he's going to mention his father like 20,000 times, and Django is going to come out during the series of the book of Boba Fett in December. That's your answer. That's the prediction from the Hot Toys Wizard. There you go. Dante, you kind of agree with that? Don't agree?
Well, I need to reserve some stuff because I have some stuff that I'm going to be sharing soon. But I'm going to agree with the Hot Toys Wizard on this one.
Hot Toys Wizard has all the sources.
He never fails,
all the sources. Who
he
knows?
Never fails. Hot Toys Wizard never fails.
You know, this makes sense, KG, because, you know, he talked about Django a lot. We already talked about how the 2-pack of the Boba Fett, they've already pushed that forward. We're going to talk about that with a couple other things over here. Django would make sense during the hype of Boba Fett to come out with that figure, not afterwards, not when people are thinking about Andor series or thinking about the Obi-Wan series. I think that would make sense, especially since it's already been planned to come out at that time. I see them trying to maybe get it done 30 days earlier.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they're nailing the Tamora Morrison head sculpt. Look at Rex. Look at Cody. They're off the charts. And I mean, we got the Boba Fett 2-pack that's coming out pretty soon. So, I mean, anything Tamora Morrison is coming early. It seems like, you know, I'm not surprised if Django Fett comes out early. It kind of has to. It kind of goes with the hype for Book of Boba Fett. So yeah, I'm not surprised. No.
Yeah, and Desy, going to you. Let's talk about Django real quick here. Then we'll move on to the next cool thing. It's kind of like the Tamora Morrison head sculpt, right? You have Cody, all right. You got, you got Rex. Do you see where this is easier for them to come out with Django? What say you?
Yeah, it's just a different hair again. The paint apps are pretty much the same except for the hair, right? So just keep the line moving. You know, produce, injection mold the one with the hair and keep it moving. That's the only difference. The hair color, and it's just a Boba suit in a different paint scheme.
That's what I think, Fabio. That's another good point there, and that's what's in the back of my head also of why they're going to do this and get it over with.
Absolutely, it's an easy make. You know what I mean? And they should too. It's a big part of the Boba Fett. You know, obviously the character and stuff. But I feel like it's coming at some point. But it should definitely be here. You know, they should definitely make it at least.
Yeah, and the Clone Collector says here, guys, that it's a good time to be a Star Wars Hot Toys fan. Dante, let's go to you first because I can't wait to see your review on this too. Let's talk about it because it looks freaking spectacular. Another Star Wars Hot Toy. what was your first impressions when you took a look, baby, at this Death Watch? I mean, these pictures are outstanding. Talk to me, Dante.
Well, this figure looks really good, and this is one that I mean, you guys know I'm gonna collect all the Mandalorian line, all the figures. I just want to have my old Mandalorian line there, and this is the one that I was expecting the most. Just because he looks like Boba Fett, and I guess I love Boba Fett, and this is the reason why I want to get this guy. Yeah, he should be also coming for reviews, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, this guy looks beautiful. And we spoke about this actually. We mentioned this before, that because my sources were telling me that this figure was supposed to arrive earlier, right, than expected. And
it's
based
another
on
one. It's another non-head sculpt one, right? Because they wanted to pump those out too.
right, and Desy, we were talking about this also like many streams ago. How Hot Toys is going to be releasing figures without the human-like head sculpts, and instead, helmeted like this one, right?
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense that they've been doing this. I mean, we should expect more coming. And as I warned everyone way before, get your wallets ready because it's going to be a very busy Q4. Very, very busy Q4.
Yeah, absolutely. And Desy, let me ask you something. We talked about how they nailed it. They've been nailing it out of the park with all these head sculpts, whether it's the Kylo Ren, the Rey, look, this Rex head sculpt. Is it because they're taking, they've taken their time with these and they're using some perhaps already, like the Anakin one's coming out. That's another one they're going to be able to reuse. They're more than certainly going to reuse that, and they're coming out with a lot of these also non-head sculpt figures that they're able, because they're mixing these in, that they're not overstressed. What do you think?
I think they're spending more time up front at the prototype stage when they're sculpting. That's my belief. Because if we're saying they're looking better in production, right? Well, what was the last one that looked bad? Was it Tony Stank, right? And sorry guys, that wasn't a production issue. That looked like the prototype. They made it look like that, and during production, they just followed through.
Yep.
It wasn't a quality issue. It was a prototype issue. So they might be spending more time in the prototypes fixing it. Same thing for Rey. Initial pictures looked weird, and then all of a sudden we got the production, and so far that's my figure of the year.
Yeah. Wow. This Anthony, let's go to you. What was your first impression when you took a look at this Django? I'm calling it Django because I got Django on the braid, baby. Because I want that so
my
bad.
first impression was the photographer, like straight up, like because when we saw these final product photos, I was blown away. So kudos again, because these photos are amazing.
They don't always do a good job. I'm going to point that out too. I'll let you keep going here, but they don't always do a good job with these photos, but they really did with these two.
Yeah, they really did. And, I talked about this a little bit on my channel the other day, actually, because I have the Death Watch coming from Sideshow because of this. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they did a deal. Is this something we're going to keep seeing, like simultaneous releases, or, whether or not it's a fluke or not. But I have two now coming. I had one, and after seeing the final shots, two for sure. And it's Mando, so anything Mando I'm trying to pick up. But yeah, it is amazing. And and like Dante was saying earlier too as well, the Hot Toys really is starting to take more care with the head sculpts because of the whole Tony issue. And I think that's another reason why we're getting a lot of these type figures, non-head sculpt figures out now. One, it's going to push sales, everybody's it's going to make everybody happy. And then they have more time to focus on, the actual head sculpts, because they're improving everything. We've seen like you said, Rey, I kind of agree with you. Rey right now is figure of the year for me too, for Star Wars. She's amazing. She's an absolute knockout figure. Everything
amazing.
Included.
And
she really is.
And now with this Rex and some of the other ones coming up, Fabio, with this Death Watch Mandalorian, and the way, the wear and tear, the imagery on that, it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look. And let me ask you this, Fabio, is this the next heavy Mandalorian? Because people were asking me that for months. Is this going to go the same way? I'm like, well, you know, it's not. It didn't have a line in the Mandalorian. You know, the heavy infantry Mandalorian, you know, was played by Jon Favreau. It had lines. It had speaking lines. It's an actual character. It's not a grunt. It's not just a regular trooper. It's not just a grunt. But this looks really damn good, bro.
I was gonna say,
is this a possibility?
I was gonna say, this figure, even let's say, like you said, there's no reason for it, you know, to just, there's nothing special about it on the show. But looking at this figure alone, didn't have to have a line on the show, didn't have to speak on the show. The figure looks beautiful, period. So it does, even if it was just a random concept figure that they just came out with, it would be a must buy for me because of how it looks.
I mean, KG, this looks like a scene out of a movie. I mean, a lot of Hot Toys do, but this really does. I mean, this could be like a TV show snapshot. That's how good this thing looks.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite photographers, CJ Rock. I mean, his photos are realistic. I mean, he goes out, you know, does his effects. Nothing is, you know, Photoshop. It's beautiful, man, and I'm considering getting it. It looks like they had a lot of fun playing with this figure. I mean, when you see through the photos, it looks like a movie shot. I mean, a TV shot from the movie. It's crazy. Like at first, I'm like, is this from the TV show? No, it's the figure. So, yeah, it's beautiful, and I think it's gonna have somebody mentioned it's gonna be the next Heavy Mando, right? I totally believe it's gonna be the next Heavy Mando. I think it's underproduced. I don't think it's gonna hit stock before, you know. I think it's just gonna sell out on pre-order.
Boy, that's interesting. That could be then, KG Dante. Now remember, the heavy infantry Mandalorian, it went on wait list before it ever got in stock. Yeah. We're talking about that with Rex because it's crazy right now. And now with this, so what say you on that, Dante? I know you want to speak on that.
Yeah. No, I wanted to say that, you know, before answering your question, Aries, that the beauty of those figures like that Death Watch, Heavy Mando, is because they don't have a head sculpt, right? And you can do so many things with that helmet, and you can do like super cool poses. You know, even if it's a little bit like depending on the body, like Heavy Mando with the fat suit inside, right? You still can pose, you know, put really, really good poses, and especially if you take pictures, you know, you have fun with it. But going back to that, yeah, I don't think they produce many of this, because you know, Aris, you always do your bigger mover sections on your shows all the time in sixscalecantina.com, and you can see that, you know, the Death Watch was was just there, right? It was never, you know, it was there, right?
It was there, like the heavy infantry Mandalorian. It was just there, sitting there.
Exactly. So that means that I don't see a lot of like a huge quantity of this. So yes, this is definitely one that is gonna be gone very soon.
And Boston Collector is in the house, and he says yes as well. Look, let's pull up some. This is another figure. It's not going anywhere near as high as Rex, but it's going very, very high. Let's go ahead and pull this up. And I'll bring this up on the screen so you can see here, $354. And everywhere, no matter where you go on these overseas sellers right now, selling these from there. This is about the price, Anthony, $354, $355 when you go on any of the sites. So nowhere near. It shows you how crazy Rex is. It shows you that. But this is really high. And is it possible? Is it possible that this is another heavy infantry Mandalorian, another mud trooper, and this is going to go on wait list before it gets in stock?
Yeah, I agree with what KG was saying on that one too. I really do, because we were looking for a while too on the Sideshow site, and this was not a very at the top at all for you know, pre-orders, and I do think it's a low production run. I don't think it's worth paying that eBay price right now.
Yeah, no.
At least for us. Now keep in mind we're in the United States, so for other countries maybe that's an all right price, but considering that right now Sideshow has them, you know, people are just gonna buy it now. If you're on the fence, don't be on the fence, because I don't think it's a huge run.
And remember, you know, Death Watch was a part of the Clone Wars, and we're getting Bo-Katan pretty soon. So you actually can put those with Bo-Katan. So
Yep,
there you
that's
go.
that's what I was gonna do.
Bad Batch.
All right, so
Not
listen,
that
I'm gonna bring something up to you guys that may blow your mind. Okay, I'm gonna go to Desy. Desy, I'm happy you're in here. I haven't had you in a few shows, but let me
Happy
pick
to
your
be
brain
here.
Let me pick your brain, baby. Look, I'm spilling my coffee with this show. I'm so enjoying it. Here's a Death Watch Mandalorian, and the expected ship was October 2021, November 2021. I want you to take a look at that, okay? And I want to go ahead and pull this up for you now. This has an expected ship date of October 2021 and November 2021. Desy, is it possible that actually this Lando is so close that we can't really see it? We're not calculating it, but I could smell it, baby. I could smell it just like this coffee, and just like I wish I had the spotchka, but I got the wizard juice. Listen, I could actually see this either coming with Ahsoka, coming before Ahsoka, coming at the same time. It's really, really weird. What do you think about this? They moved this up, and it's on the same timeline as that Death Watch. They didn't have to do this. They could have put October, December. They could have put November, December. What's going on here? Is this possible?
Absolutely. Especially with what's been going on the past 1 to 2 months with Hot Toys and with Sideshow, we could actually see this guy in October or November. I usually don't place POs until a figure is out, at least in Hong Kong. This guy, I've already got him completely paid off. Just preparing at this point.
Yeah, Dante, I've got a strong feeling about this, but talk to me, baby.
Okay, so again, I have some information about this guy. I actually mentioned this in my show. What's next about the Lando one? I'm just gonna say, get ready. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. Get ready.
Absolutely. Look, and I've been hearing it too, and you and I have talked about this, and I think it's pretty. I think Sideshow knows, which is why that they went ahead and they moved this. And Desy, I'm going to go back to you before I move this to other people. You're talking about head sculpts. You're talking about figure of the year. You want to wait. I personally believe they're going to nail Billy D. Williams. I expect this to be as good as the Christopher Lee from the the Count Dooku figure, the Peter Cushing figure, also with the Moff Tarkin. That's how confident I am in this. I bet you they're confident as well. I think the prototype looks great, but Desy, what do you think? I think they're going to make it on every angle. They're going to nail it.
The Count Dooku, the Christopher Lee, that is a high bar.
It's a high bar.
Listen,
they're on a high end right now.
They are, and that's why I think I have to agree with you that we're probably going to be surprised with this. I think it's going to look better than what we're seeing on the screen right now. I think it's going to look better than the prototype. Would not be surprised at this point.
Yep, and that's coming from the artist there, Fabio. You've got a lot of figures. Original trilogy. I don't have to get into the whole market, secondary market, original trilogy. If what Desy and I and Dante are feeling here, and about this head sculpt being super good, this has also been a figure. We're talking about the Death Watch Mandalorian kind of hanging out in the bottom. We're talking about the heavy infantry Mandalorian hanging out in the bottom. This has been below them. Yeah,
this is going to be another Ray, I believe. I feel like even though he looks good right in the pictures right now, they could only improve, and I feel like they're going to improve, and it's just going to be so much better. So I agree with what Desy said.
KG, Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. I'm not surprised that the date was pushed up. I mean, this figure was underproduced. I think it was not that popular for a good minute. And this is going to be the next Heavy Mando. It's going to be the next one. And if I had to pick Death Watch or this, I would pick Lando. It's just one of those characters that I have to get over, if it had to be between the two. So I really think that this figure is going to come out really, really well. And I had no problems with the prototype. I know there's a lot of people that didn't like the prototype with the head sculpt, but I didn't mind it. And I'm stoked to see this final product. I can't wait to see in people's collections, and it's gonna look good. But also, Aries, I have to go right now. So I really appreciate you, Aries, for inviting me and everybody in the chat and the panel. It was great seeing you guys.
KG, make sure you guys subscribe to KG Collector. Thanks, KG. You know you have to leave early. Take care, buddy.
Yeah, man. You have a good evening.
Yeah,
Anthony.
Yes,
Blackbird
sir.
Tech says OT figures are bestsellers, and many have become grails. Just saying. Look, we talked about this the last few streams about how Star Wars is in a different place, baby. And you see what's happening with the original trilogy figures, and you get Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams to come out here, and if they nail it, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of agree. I think that this is another one that can go real quick, fast, in a hurry, baby.
Yeah, I don't think, like what KG was saying, I don't think it's a heavy infantryman. I think there's going to be enough Landos, personally. I think there is. And the reason why is like Blackbird here saying, the original trilogy, they are bestsellers. And I have every original trilogy figure, and they're all like grail pieces to somebody, and their prices don't drop. In fact, I mean, if nothing, they've been going up, right? I mean, look at New Hope Leia, New Hope Luke now. They're up there. They're in that $500 range. So, and the thing too with Lando is, when did we first see this Lando? These images are at least a year old.
Yeah.
And again, as Dante was talking about before, it always comes back to that with the Tony Stank, you know. We don't know. I mean, we had the Endgame Hulk, you know, they showed that right before, you know, final. They're like, hey, we updated the head sculpt. Boom, here you guys go. It looked phenomenal. So I think that's what we're going to see here with Lando sooner than you guys think. And we're going to see some updated sculpt pictures, and then off he goes. And yeah, he's going to be amazing. I can't wait for him. You know, we're us older guys. We grew up with the originals, so he's going to go. He's going to go, and he's not going to be back for a while.
Going to the maestro with this. Look, I got sources, Dante. Maybe they're your sources. Is this coming next week, baby? Is it coming the week after?
Okay. All right.
Is Lando coming first? This one coming first? What's going on here?
Figure of next week.
Okay. So this Ahsoka is gonna happen in October.
Yes.
My feeling, and again, I can be 100% wrong. I think this one is gonna drop either Monday or Tuesday or Friday next week.
Oh, baby! If this one drops, I might have to do an impromptu stream, baby.
That's my guess. And there's a couple older comings in October as well, but I'm gonna reserve those for my show. And Aries knows about that as well, because he has the Hot Toys Wizard. And let's be honest,
call me back on Ahsoka. Well, I think he's already told me about this.
Who can beat the Hot Toys Wizard? Nobody. Nobody.
Maybe just Ahsoka. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see about that.
Probably.
Look, Desy. David, to me, this is going to be. I love this head sculpt, and I think that this figure. I mean, I think this could come out over the weekend, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like Dante is saying, and I thought that this looks super sick. Even it looks, I don't know who it looks like, but it looks like Ahsoka, and it looks like a real person. If it looks like this, Desy, or I think it's actually probably going to look better. I really do. I think they're going to kill this figure. What do you think about this?
For me, on a personal level, this has potential to be my favorite head sculpt of the year. Maybe my favorite figure.
Me too. That's why I'm holding off. I'm right with you, baby.
Yeah. So absolutely, this looks amazing. I cannot wait for this one. This one's gonna be good.
Fabio, Ahsoka. If it comes out next week, we've already been talking about it, but this figure has rolling eyes function. I mean, her tentacles, whatever they're posable. I mean, the seamless arms, they look sick. And I love them on the Ray. This figure looks sick.
No, she looks great. You guys are saying she may come out next week. Or what was it? What day next week? Anytime next week?
Yeah, possibly.
I said Monday or Tuesday or Friday. One of those 3 days.
Yeah, no,
Now,
it's
now it comes Wednesday.
Or midnight tonight, baby.
it's tricky because she's very, she looks really, really good, and like we talked about, you have Cody, Rex, those Hexcos are amazing. So, I don't know, me personally, I don't know how to pick between whether Rex, Cody, or Ahsoka. Like it's so like for me again, it's so hard because they're so good. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I am so pumped up right now. There's not a better time to be a Star Wars fan, Anthony, than right now with all of this coming out. I mean, you see what's happening with Rex, and I think that this Ahsoka, we've talked about it before. It's the OG Ahsoka. You're not going to get this Ahsoka again because they're going to use Rosario Dawson's likeness, even the younger likeness, the older license. She's signed to multiple things. I think if they come out with a Rebels version or a different version, it's not going to be this one. And wow, I think with everything going on with Cody, everything going on with Rex, everything going on with the 501st, the Coruscant Guard, I do think that this figure is going to take Rex even higher if it's even possible. I am so pumped for this. If this happens next week, I might have a coffee stroke.
Let's not. It's Clone Wars mania right now, pandemonium, right? Because of like what you're saying, we got our troop, the Coruscants, the 501st, Cody, Rex. When she comes out, and let's not forget, we got Maul coming too.
Baby.
Maul might be here end of year too, and Anakin. So imagine that. I think it's just crazy. They're all gonna boost each other because everybody's gonna want to have this. This is the closest they're gonna get to like an almost complete kind of Clone Wars era, lineup right now. So if you miss out on one, you're going to be kicking yourself, right? I mean, that's how it is. You don't have to get a ton of multiple copies, but if you get one of each, you're it's crazy. You're right. It's the best time right now for Star Wars, and with some original trilogy stuff like with Lando coming too. It's good for everybody, and then all the Mando. I mean, it's almost overwhelming. There's just so much cool stuff coming out, and you're right, she looks amazing, and they're gonna go with Rosario Dawson like from here on out, right?
Yes,
so
sure are.
You're gonna miss this if you miss it. It's gonna go up really high. I guarantee it.
No, 132 in here. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. It's much appreciated. Dante, does it even make sense for them with this Clone Wars line? Looking at what's hot. You see what's Cody's hot in the secondary market. I showed you all the stuff that's happening with Rex. Does it even make sense for them to delay any of these Clone Wars figures right now? And I'm going to bring it up because Anthony mentioned it here. Look, I was talking about the months that are listed. This is October to December as well. Is this figure going to be coming out in short order? Is it possible we see this figure in November, December? Is it possible October? What say you?
So, as you guys know, there was a list going around, which was an official Hot Toys list of figures that were supposed to be coming, right? The next few weeks, months, whatever. But the list was only the list of delayed figures. So it's not the list of actual releases. So when I explained this in my What's Next show about the list, right? I said, well, this is not like, this is the list of those figures that were already delayed that they need to see the light. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, baby.
Anakin, Maul, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, General Obi-Wan is gonna be announced before the end of the year. That's for sure. And those three guys that I mentioned is gonna. I mean, this to me, this is the order. Ahsoka. November, we're probably going to get Maul. And I'm thinking towards December or maybe late November, we're going to get Anakin. That's my wild guess right now. And all those figures, I was told, is going to be part of the Q4 madness. So when I said like in Q2 or Q3, expect a very busy Q4, I wasn't kidding. It's going to happen.
Listen, Fabio, let's go back to this. I love, and you're mentioning Dante about that Clone Wars Obi-Wan, because you need that in this collection. And absolutely, before the end of the year, that's going to be one of the big announcements, official announcements. Fabio, look, this is Anakin. We talked about it last week. I think that it's possible that this could be dropped earlier than we think, and they may want to drop it as fast as they can. I think, look, this has been on the very bottom, this figure here, but it's Anakin. It's not no offense on the scout trooper, the biker scout there. Awesome figure. This is Anakin Skywalker. In the secondary market, both Anakins, I don't got to tell you right now. I think that this is another figure that's both this with the strap and the other one. I think it's going to go like hotcakes, and then it's going to be gone, and people are going to be like, what the heck is going on with this?
I think right now it doesn't have as much hype is because look at where it's supposed to come out, January 2022. And
Exactly.
Then up to March. So I feel like people are focusing more on what's coming out now. Once everything's out, then they'll start focusing on what's coming next, which is, them. So I feel like that's why he's very low on the list right now. But he'll go up, absolutely.
Yeah, Desy, I feel like this figure here, it's the same head sculpt, right, as the ones that are up there in the secondary market right now from Revenge of the Sith. And I think when the final production photos comes out, this is going to look really, really, really sweet. There's going to be some people like Fabio was just saying, it's not on their radar right now. Like, ooh, I can get an Anakin. I mean, really, this is half the price of the dark side Anakin, or half the price of the, even with the staff with shipping. I mean, this is a bargain, baby.
Absolutely. And I think the only difference really in the head sculpt is the hair. Again, another hair difference, right? And have him with Obi-Wan, which I know hasn't been announced yet, but like Dante mentioned, and have him next to Ahsoka, which we know more than likely is coming out soon. It's going to be an awesome little trio of figures. So absolutely, I see it coming out like Dante said, probably end of November, December, early December.
Yeah, and thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. This is the Market Show Live. I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'm serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with these fine channel members in here. Look, it's very, very exciting times, and going off that Anakin, we're talking about, it's a lot of releases, and we're going to get into that, baby, on what can come out. But there's one for sure, and I'll go to Dante again, that's going to come out before the end of the year. I think a little bit sooner. A lot of bit sooner. Hot Toys Wizard, call me, baby. Look, there's a lot to talk about with this one. They already changed the date. They didn't change it as much, Dante, as they did the Lando, October, November. But this has been pushed. As far as releasing in Hong Kong, baby, I absolutely see this coming like a whirlwind out of nowhere. What say you?
This figure is going to come in December before the Book of Boba Fett, which is the 29th. And I can tell you exactly what date this figure is going to come out. Give me one second.
Let's go, baby. Hot Toys Wizard's calling him.
And if I get this one right, I'll throw a party, my friend. So the Book of Boba Fett is scheduled to be released, what, the 29th?
29th.
Yeah. I have a feeling that either the 27th or the 29th, we're going to see this guy coming.
Ooh, man.
Market.
December. Market. Let's see if it's
Who
true.
Needs some coffee for this one? Who needs a loan?
And this is the reason why. Obviously, the Book of Boba Fett is going to be. I mean, I'm waiting. I just can't wait for December right now. I just want to see. I just want to start watching the show, and and that's going to be kind of like the hype that they're going to build, and then probably we're probably going to see also Fennec probably announce in maybe that same week.
Oh yeah,
that's
yes.
my prediction. So I was told that this video was pushed back. It was pushed to this date for a reason. and I think these guys are gonna be December 29th or the 27th.
And we're going to get into
And
that,
that's it.
Fennec. Yeah, no, we're going to get Anthony. Listen, Dante and I have talked about this a lot. Dante, you always, you're the first one that presented this as a possibility. I see this 2-pack. You got to put this together. Star Wars is hot, hotter than it's ever been. You see all the buzz for it. Boba Fett is back. He survived the Sarlacc pit. He has his own freaking show that's going to be coming up. He's not going to have these outfits on in the show, but the reason he has the show is because of this. You can't get this Boba Fett with the robes by itself, like the dark suit Superman, and it's Star Wars right now, which is, for whatever reason, more popular than DC right now. I see no scenario with this 2-pack is going to go so fast. It's warp speed like that Rex, and it's a very, very high price. That has something to do with it as well. It's Boba Fett. Man, I think that this is something where if you want to get this figure, Anthony, you better pre-order it because it's not going to be around, especially if that show is any good.
It should be, right? I mean, I
hope so.
If Boba Fett comes out and it's trash, it's gonna be, you know what? Even if it is, he's still gonna sell because it's still Boba Fett, regardless,
Boba
right?
Fett.
So I mean, I agree. You have to. He's gonna. Dante's right. I think this is coming because here's the thing: when the hype train starts going and it's going, so they're gonna have these other Boba Fett figures that are going to be coming out for the show, and it's similar to kind of how we got the Beskar Mando a lot earlier than we thought because they're pushing out the head sculpt version. They have to time everything. It's all about timing because some people are going, well, I'm not going to buy this Boba Fett because, oh, look, this new blue armored one's coming or black. You know what I'm saying? So it all has to be calculated, and it's Boba Fett. He is like an Iron Man of Star Wars.
He's the man. Where's OG Fett?
Yeah, he will sell. There's not a Boba Fett that won't sell at all. I mean, look at animated Fett. Animated is already.
Look, they could come out with the white prototype Fett, which I know, Fabio, you have. Look, you're exactly right there, Anthony. Desy, here's my thing, baby. We talked about the Rey. We're talking about the Rex. We're talking about the Lando. If they come out with this year, I personally think this would have to be figure of the year if it looks like this. I mean, this freaking Tamora Morrison head sculpt is absolutely insane. Look at the armor, too, which they captured it to a T. It was so mesmerizing when we first saw that armor in episode 1 of season 2, when Timothy Oliphant had it on, Cobb Vanth. And then he puts it on. Look, what figure could really beat this if they nail it, Desy? From an artist perspective, this looks insane.
Nothing, really. If this one, because I'm saying Ahsoka's probably going to be my figure of the year due to the head sculpt, but that's assuming that this one doesn't come out this year. If this one comes out this year from a head sculpt perspective and it looks like this, which I think it will, it runs away with it. Figure of the year. I mean, it's unfair. It's a 2-pack too. Still,
yeah.
I was gonna say if there's a figure that's gonna take figure of the year, it's got to be this because of the fact that it's such an epic figure. But you get a double pack. You get both. Can't beat that. I mean, that's my.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dante.
Sorry, Aries. And yes, and another thing that we need to take into account that this is how Boba Fett was introduced to us, coming back to life. So this is the first version of Boba Fett we've seen since the Return of the Jedi.
It's a good point.
So
Good point.
this itself is iconic right there, and people's gonna realize this over time. Same thing happened with a 2-pack with Chewbacca and Han Solo. Same thing happened with Tarkin and Vader. Because of this iconic character and how it was brought back to life with all the amount of accessories, the fact that you have 2 figures. You cannot sleep on this. You cannot. And for the first time, I did the Fabio thing. I bought, how many I bought, Fabio? 2 or 3? I don't know. I think 2 or 3. I don't know. 2. I think 2. You know,
Dante, I'm going to put you on the spot with 144 in here because I'm going to agree with whatever you say. Look, is this getting in stock or is it not? The 2-pack.
Okay, two theories. If this figure comes December 29th, right? If it comes December 29th, and the figure is perfect, like this, even more. I think I have to agree with Desy. Anytime that they do Tamora Morrison's hair sculpt, it's just perfect. I don't see any flaws. I don't see anything. But anyway, that's a different topic. If this figure comes like this, it's gone. I cannot. Maybe month until it's like waitlisted. It's gonna. I mean, people, when they see the show, Boba Fett show, and I have a feeling that we're gonna have some flashbacks as well in the show. So you might see this guy more often than you think. So just keep that in mind too.
You might. You're certainly going to see Bosk. I had to say Bosk, baby. Look,
the whole body hunters.
Fabio, is this getting in stock, Fabio?
If it does, it will be for a very short period of time, but that'll be gone, pretty quickly. I don't think it's going to last long at all.
Because Fabio's going to buy 10.
It's gonna. There's a lot to consider too. Like, not every Star Wars fan or collector is collecting every, like we know we're not collecting every single figure. So because I try to factor that in too into the strategies. Like,
that's an interesting point. Go on, because I'm going to tell you a little story I have with that. But go on. But yep.
Yeah, well, because not all of us are buying. Like, there's some of us that just won't buy this straight up. They might not be a fan or whatever. So with all these releases coming, it's hard to say if because not everybody's buying every figure. So I think he'll last a little while, but I don't think he'll last long. Certainly he'll last longer than like Rex, I think, and possibly even Lando, but I don't think he's going to be around for very long. It's only because we have the throne the throne pack as well. So people are going to, and again, like you said, they're pricey. So it's one or the other for a lot of people. Yep. So that it's not going to go down as quick. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And with 147 in here, please hit that like button, baby.
Yeah,
this
everybody
is the
like it up.
Market Show Live. We're talking Star Wars. We're talking Star Wars Hot Toys. Here's an interesting thing, Anthony. For me, I have to have this figure. I have to have this set. I was expecting it to come out in June. And so what I have to do is, I was talking to you offline. Like, even when it comes to figures like the armor, when it's a non-head sculpted figure, if it's not Boba Fett, if it's not Darth Vader, I don't collect the troopers anyway. I do collect troopers just in another line because I'm trying to budget so I could get, Hot Toys for me is the head sculpts. I wish I could have them all. I wish I could collect the Marvel ones too and some of the other ones. So what I have to do with all this, they're like, Aries, how can you be so positive? Aries are always positive. Aries, what the heck is in that coffee you're drinking? Look, I'll be honest with you. I wanted the armor. It was an exclusive, but it's not a figure I'm like in bed on my pillow going, oh, the armor. My heart is going 200. I just love the armor. Look, cool character. I'll dream about this Boba Fett Deluxe. I'll look at that and pull it out of the freaking DTOF every day, baby. So now I'm getting the figures that I really want. It's not that I can get the armor and something else.
Right, but when you look at your collection,
yeah, how many people, Anthony, are going to do that because what's going on over here?
I think us mostly. But what I mean by us too is that our generation. I mean, listen, like we were like Dante was saying, 27 years. It's been 27 years. All right, 1983 to 2020. This is Boba's return. So for a lot of us, this is huge. This is a huge thing. This isn't just another trooper or an armor or any, and not to discredit the armor, but you know what? Like I said, these are Paramount figures.
I love them all. You love them all, but the point is they're so darn expensive.
Yeah,
you can't get them all.
Yeah,
so get the ones like I put up over here that get your adrenaline going. Dante, what do you think about that? You're on mute.
I was
There you go. Sorry.
I was on the stream trying to put something on the chat, and then I realized I was clicking the wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, and he put a point here. Colin Paris, Dante, good decision, Aries. Stick to what makes your adrenaline go. I look, for some people, the armor is going to get. Look, she's an awesome character, but when they're coming out with all of these, what's a priority for me, Dante? Definitely that freaking Boba Fett survivor, the Sarlacc pit, baby. Certainly Anakin. Certainly the Clone Wars Maul. Oh, well, you got to get the Clone Wars Maul now, Aries? You're not going to get the Stormtrooper Commander? No, I would love the Stormtrooper Commander, but I can get the Stormtrooper Commander. It's something else. I have a different story. I need the Clone Wars Maul.
Right. The most important thing about this is, you need to stick to your budget, what you want to collect, and any decision that you make about collecting is right because you are the one paying for it.
Right.
Simple as that. Don't let anybody, including us, that we do reviews, to influence you to get stuff if you cannot afford it. Because I was
get what makes you spill your coffee, baby.
Man, I was in the hole big time, like years ago when I started, and I learned my lesson. So, that's an advice. In terms of what you want to get, like, for example, like I said before, I want to have the Mandalorian line, and because this is part of the Mandalorian line, I want to get all those figures. That's my personal decision, right? I don't keep all my figures because, one, this is all the space I have, and that's it. So I need to be smart what I keep. I love Star Wars, so that's the priority, right? If I have a Marvel figure, I can live without it. But that's me. Other people may want to have more Iron Mans, which is fine. Everyone collects depending on what they like, how much they can afford and space.
Exactly, but you have a system, just like Anthony was saying.
Right.
You have a system, Fabio. I mean, and someone who collects a lot of figures, but I know you have a system too. We got a joke where you're getting 3, you're getting 20.
Buy everything.
But I mean, this makes sense though, right? I mean, this makes sense. If you're gonna buy something just to buy it, but you don't really like it, and you like something more, they're pumping out with all this. To me, the easiest advice is get what really gets your blood going, baby.
Well, my personal, choice, what I choose to do for myself is when I see something, I like collecting, period. That's just me. So that's why I try to get like 99% of the stuff that comes out. I've always been that way since I started. There's a couple of things that I didn't get just because they were like, I feel like they were like some type of anime stuff that Hot Toys made at one point that I didn't know anything about. So I ended up not getting those, but I just get because especially the spares. I get the spares because I like displaying. I feel like it's a waste of a figure. When you have a figure, for example, you have a full head sculpt and you have, a helmeted head, to have one or the other sitting in the box, I'm like, that sucks. So I get 2 to be able to display them both ways. And then, a third one, just in case they have, a third option of to be able to display it a certain different way, a third way. But I don't really have like a system of buying, just whatever. If I see something that's coming out and I like it, boom, 2 or 3, depending obviously on what it is. But I used to just buy 1, and then when I started realizing, I could display it a different way. Why not? I just said, you know what? Let me just start getting doubles and triples. And it got to the point where some of them I got 4 of, and I was like, So, but it's nothing. There's nothing like a specific reason why. It's just It's just
But you have a system that works for you, Fabio.
Correct.
So it seems like everyone. We have one at the Desy.
Right.
Desy, I think you've seen everybody has a system. What is your opinion on? Because if people have asked me too, I get messages all the time. Aries, so many, they're coming out quick. What do I do? Which one do I get? I had someone last week that actually posted that
my system's not working so well.
Oh,
well, that depends. If you're trying to build a fort,
oh, sorry. Wait, go back to that. Go back to that, Fabio. I'll put you on there. If I can get the solo layout. Damn, baby, that's coffee spilling.
He's a hoarder.
Oh, man, we're gonna call you the dragon.
That's not curating,
baby. But Desy, going back, I get these questions all the time, and I'm like, hey, Aries, I have a choice. Should I get armor or IG-11? And I don't really know. And I say, listen, which one, bro, does really stick with you? And they're like, well, I really like IG-11. That's the one I really want. Then you just answered your own question. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. The most important thing is to have a system, right? Like
Yes.
I have a spreadsheet. A lot of people have a spreadsheet, right?
Yep,
Typical
I do.
budgeting stuff. You know, I usually do. I some people pay them all up front, right? I do payment plans, and I have everything in rows and Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets. Just it will help you make those decisions, right? Because then you're IG or this one. I'm really not sure. I like them both equally. Look at the spreadsheet. Look at the timing of when things are coming out. It'll help you make a decision.
And that's like this question here, Dante, from our RMD Collective. Says, with my budget, I could only choose one of these Hot Toys, either Clone Wars Ahsoka or Clone Wars Maul. What would be a good choice? And, you know, for me, it's, listen, RMD Collective, what does your heart tell you? Which is the one that you really want? Right, Dante?
Yeah. If you ask me if I have to give you like my advice, which doesn't mean anything because you're the one paying for it at the end of the day, is, you know, the way I see this, right? This Clone Wars Ahsoka is unique. Is unique because that's it, right? We know Rosario Dawson is Ahsoka. We're gonna get all the versions of her for sure. This one here, that's it. So to me, I can see more value to this particular Ahsoka than the Darth Maul.
I agree with that.
Because the Maul is actually pretty good as well. Don't make me wrong. Beautiful figure as well. But we have other that head sculpt is similar to the DX one, to the Solo one. So it's really, you know, it is Maul, right? You can see it, or it's Maul. But this one is unique. You don't have any you know, that you can say, oh, this looks like this particular, you know, actor, actress, or whatever, because this is just a hybrid. And I think that's what it makes this piece very special and unique. So I will definitely go with the Ahsoka.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. You know, you know, sometimes, Anthony, I think sometimes it's two figures. If it's like Darth Vader and Luke, they're both dear to your heart. And sometimes you kind of do look into, okay, well, which one's going to have a little bit more ceiling, right? I mean, you got to look at that a little bit.
What it comes down to me, and I agree with both points, but you know, to answer his question, my perspective, what do you like more? Like, what are you more tuned with? Is it Jedi or is it Sith, really? Because that's what it comes down to. Like, for me, like, if I had to choose, I'd get Maul all day. But that's just more akin to like my style and personality. I like the dark side. So you know, it depends. But again, it is a unique figure. Ahsoka's a unique sculpt. You know, she's like one of a kind in that respect. So it just, you got like, you know, like Desy was saying, you know, you look at it, you compare it, you know, and look at the budget and be like, okay, well, if I'm looking at these two choices, which one really am I leaning more towards, you know? Because only you know, and it's your money. So,
well, Eddie Rivera leans Sith, baby. Look, Dante, I know you talked about it already, but I was already going to bring it up. I got another strong feeling about this. Look, I went out on a limb, but I did get assurance from the Hot Toys Wizard. So it wasn't much of a limb earlier this year when I said Ahsoka and Grogu was going to get officially announced while this Clone Wars Ahsoka's out. And, you know, I went out on a limb with Boba Fett and the throne. I don't see, look, when you really look at what they did here, we'll get to Desy in a minute, because Desy, I know you talked about it. There is so much detail with this figure. And honestly, maybe I'm just too pumped up on coffee, but I was kind of looking under the helmet and above the visor. And I said to myself, crap, they actually have this thing done. Just from the little sliver, that little 32nd of an inch that I can see over there. Look, they did not make any error when they came out with Boba and the throw. They know they got to put this out, Dante, during or before that show. Come on. And look, the Hot Toys Wizard blacked them out. No,
I know, right? No, I'm here. It's just my camera sometimes acts up. Well, this one is gonna be announced this year. Is gonna be announced this year. Has to be. It's gonna be around December. That's my guess. If it's sooner, perfect. Obviously, perfect. We're gonna start seeing a few things coming towards December, near the release of the book of Boba Fett. And we're probably gonna see stuff that we Probably Django could be one of them. You know, something related to Boba Fett is gonna be dropping, I think, by the end of the quarter. You know, we should start seeing a lot of things going on. You know, and this Fennec is gonna be one of them. Last time I think we spoke this in your show, Aries. I think we did. That I was told, my sources were telling me that there was some legal stuff going on with this particular character. So I'm not sure if it's licensing issues. I'm not sure if that was settled already and it's just moving on with the final go. I don't know. That's what I was told a few weeks ago. So, you know, let's take that into account as well. But I think we've seen this Fennec in Black Series, I believe, right? If I'm
I
not
don't know if it's been
mistaken.
released in there yet.
No,
I
there
don't
was
know.
there was something that was released with Fennec. I don't know what it was. We discussed this a few weeks ago, but
It's
that's
certainly a
all I heard.
statue has been. There's been a lot, so I think it's there has been stuff released. Yes,
Right, right.
Now
So it
that's
could be
coming to
something
me.
minor that it was already resolved, and by the time I got that information, that's what I was told. Again, I don't live there. I just share what I'm told, right? So I have a strong feeling that this one is gonna come December.
That's I kind of agree with you. Even with if there is legal problems, I'm right with you, Dante. I think you're hitting it on the head, Desy. We've talked about this before, and I looked at this actually earlier today again, and I was looking at the fine details they put in. Everything from the spotchka to the rifle to the outfit to the stitching they had on there. They looked really confident. I mean, I thought that some people said, oh, they're covering up the face. I think that they were more covering up the face because they didn't want to reveal it or the hype's not there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Desy?
No, I just think they're covering up the face. Maybe it's just not done yet, or they don't have licensor approval, right? That's what they're working on. Maybe they're working on that robot stomach that it should have.
That would be cool.
I hope
it has to have
in.
that.
It has to have that.
It has to have that. But the point is, they're going to announce this figure. Hot Toys wants to release this. You know, it's I believe the actress is Chinese, if I'm not mistaken, specifically. So, and you know, we know Hot Toys is a Chinese company. They want to release this. They want that representation, right? That's for sure. So by the end of the year, and there has to be a strategy behind this. Not only the release of the 2-pack Boba we were just talking about, you release that so that it's in stock starting December 27th or the 29th. Really, you've got 8 episodes, so 2 months for it to hit in stock during the hype of that show. You release that's in stock. You announce this winning combo there.
Listen, you talked about strategy. You know, Dante's feeling this, saying it's coming out this year. He's talking about the strategy. You talked about the strategy. And Fabio, I'm going to go to you, someone who obviously collects a lot. How important is it, just from a sales perspective, to actually, and forget about the hype or forget about Star Wars or anything, to tease this and actually make the move to come out with the piece where people would be like, hey, I don't just want Boba in the throne without Fennec. And I'm not going to pull the trigger on this until I see it. Because you know that there's collectors like that, right?
Yes.
How important is it for them to release this?
At the end of the day, if you get Boba Fett in the throne alone, it's gonna sell. Period.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna have your picky collectors that are gonna say, "Oh, but I want this full scene." Blah blah blah. That's their choice. If they want to get it without Fennec, fine. If they want to wait for Fennec, fine. But me personally, like I would have to get both, just because of how they look. I can't wait to see Fennec's face, what they did with her. But I feel like, at the end of the day, it's up to whatever the collector wants. You like you said, they could wait for it if they want to, but Boba Fett's gonna sell no matter what. Fennec or no Fennec, he's selling. Period.
That is true. Anthony, your call on this.
Yeah, again, well, exactly what Desy was saying. The representation's there. She's coming. I believe the head sculpt's done. I don't think this is a mistake. This is a deliberate. They're teasing. You can see it. It's there. Now, whether or not this is an additional sculpt, right? Like, let's say this is just a helmet, and that helmet just has a little bit of eye. You know what I mean? And then there's a full-fledged sculpt. I don't know. I'm thinking that's probably it. Or is similar to the Rey or the Leia, where you can have the piece lock in from the back and come off, so that bottom could come off and the top could come off, because there could be hair back there. Judging by that angle, everything's nothing's a mistake usually. This is all intentional shots and everything.
I was gonna say, I feel like they're hiding her face on purpose because I don't think it's done yet. I think if it would have been done, I think they would have showed her. But I think I don't think it's done at all. That's why they didn't show her at all. Because every time, if you notice, they have a head sculpt, they always show it. Whether it's crappy or good, they will always show it. Period. So I don't
like
think
the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, right?
It
Fabio?
could be, yeah. I mean, it could be.
Correct.
It could be that too. I mean, like I said, none of us really know. I think, but you're probably right. Like it might not be done, and maybe that's just that's still just a tease to say, hey, there is a sculpt. Whether or not we know if this is gonna, come off or it's gonna be a separate, we're gonna have a 2-head system with the figure. But no, she's gonna sell just as well. Look, anything that's new Star Wars is out the door. I mean, it's just
Boba's right-hand woman.
Right.
Yeah. And we don't know what it's gonna be like in the show. So this could even further catapult,
And if sorry, Aries, if I may say something real quick. And then also, I have a feeling that this figure here might have 2 head sculpts, one without the helmet and one with the helmet. But also I have a feeling that this helmet might be removable.
Dante, that's a good point. I was looking at that today. I'm so glad you brought that up because, I was wondering, are they going to do this where, you kind of put that over, the head sculpt, or are they going to give us one that's helmeted and a different head sculpt that doesn't have any of it on? So what are you leaning towards? What do you think Hot Toys would do with this?
I mean, if you ask me, I have a feeling it's gonna have 2 head sculpts. One with a ponytail and one like this one, obviously. That's my guess. That's my guess. 2 head sculpts.
That's what I think too. I think it would be very smart for them to give us a helmeted one and then the regular head sculpt.
I think it'd just be easier. Sorry, just to agree with everybody. Just because you know what I mean. Where are you going to put the hair? You know what I'm saying? So it's so easy to make it like some of the Iron Mans, right? Where you got just a little bit of the mask that comes off, just a partial sculpt,
right?
And that's really, really partial. I mean, it's just a little bit of the eyes.
Yeah, but you can see
and
the
then we
detail,
have the
though.
full.
Like if you zoom in areas, right? You can actually
it looks
see
like there's detail.
It looks like it's done. It's just like you can remove.
Yeah, I was
that
trying to zoom in on that, and I couldn't bring it up. But you're exactly right. It does look like it's done, Dante. And Fabio, I'm going to go back to you on this. OG fan is in the house. Thank you for the $5 Bob. Look, we got 145 in here, and it is the Market Show Live, and I am pumped up, baby. Give me 3 Fennecs, please. Must have all Boba Fetts. Boba Fett is the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. Great show, guys. Spilling my coffee, baby. Listen, I'll toast to you right from the pot, baby. Are you kidding me? Fabio, listen, let's talk about this. How many, is this Fennec going to be the one and done? Are they nervous? Is Hot Toys nervous? Are they like shaking like a leaf, baby? Oh, we can't put out another Fennec. Are they shaking like a leaf? Oh, we got 2 Boba Fetts out there. I mean, how many do you see them marketing wise having Boba Fett in different costumes in this and having Fennec in different costumes during this series? What say you?
Absolutely. I feel like if we talked about them having only 1 season so far, but I feel like if it does expand to more seasons, absolutely.
Desy.
Absolutely. As long as the character, the show is a runaway hit, or even it's not a hit, as long as it's not hated, you're going to see every version of this character in Hot Toys form. Again, let's go back to what we said before too, right? So you're definitely going to have this in every form.
Yeah, and Dante, look, we already have 2 Boba Fetts, 3 Boba Fetts. Think about it. We have as many Boba Fetts now, Dante. It's interesting. As the Mandalorian, as Din Djarin. You got the robes Boba Fett, you got the worn out armor Boba Fett, and then you got the painted armor Boba Fett. How many more Boba Fetts are we going to get, Dante?
A black version, a blue version, and I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have a few. I think we're gonna. I mean, they need to abuse the show, and they're gonna give us so many figures from that show, and the rumors. I mean, I don't know if you want to be the one telling it about the possibility of the who to be. Um,
At the end. Or
right?
during. Oh, come on. Are you talking
So,
about Mace Windu, baby?
very possible, very possible. So we might see, besides the Boba Fett's, Boba Fett's, like Fabio said. No, we're probably gonna see a bunch of different colors. I think they mentioned blue, they mentioned black, and some other color that I can remember. If someone else in the chat, please let us know for the versions. Right? That's what they were saying.
Yeah, I think there's a what the black, the dark, what the shadow trooper type of look, or the
Something
kind of
like
covert
that.
ghost recon type of look. Yeah,
that'll be sick.
I mean,
that'll be sick.
I mean, you can literally have so many of these, Anthony, up on the market. And I think, Anthony, let's go with you about Fennec, because I think that she's a character that they're really going to expand upon in this series. I think that the reason they put her with Boba Fett is they want to expand upon her. And so I actually think she's going to have different outfits on purpose, and you're probably going to get another Fennec.
I agree. And it comes down to what I was thinking here, what we were talking about earlier, that the Shang-Chi movie, right? Now, again, Marvel, but those head sculpts are fire. So, again, and it's coming down back to exactly what Desy was saying. This Fennec Shand, I guarantee you, is going to be a 11 out of 10 head sculpt. 100%. 100% this sculpt is going to be fire. So, that, dude, and then when the show hits, we like you're saying, they're gonna expand her. This isn't gonna be the only one, but I think it's going to be I'm more, I was old school comics, right? So I've always liked first appearance type things, right? So this is how she's gonna kind of be. This is gonna be her first appearance figure, and it's just gonna be amazing. Watch when we get that head sculpt reveal,
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, people are gonna be blown away by that. That sculpt is gonna look amazing, especially depending on how they do the hair too. That's another thing.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna, look, we got 146 in here. Thanks for watching the Market Chart Show. We're having a lot of fun. 808 Michigan Jedi in the house. I'm sure he's been using the shop vac. Bail Organa. When have Aries going to Maxwell House? Processing warehouse, spilling the whole production assembly line. Look, I seen a few Bail Organa comments out there today. And let me tell you something, brother. And let me tell you something, sister. I really think, Fabio, he's going to pop up in this Obi-Wan series. Hopefully. He was the last one talking to Ewan McGregor, last one talking to Yoda. Yoda's certainly going to be in there. I'm telling you right now. You're going to have Yoda. You're going to have Obi-Wan. You're going to have that last scene that's set up with Bail Organa. And you know what, Fabio? When you really freaking think about it, you're probably going to see Baby Luke. If you see Baby Leia, you're going to see Jimmy Smits in this freaking thing, aren't you?
Absolutely. No, that'd be great. Could you imagine that setup? Just the setup alone, how they're going to lead into that, to them, us seeing that scene, them together again. Insane.
Oh, it's going to be insane. Look, Dante, I love this one because they got me to pull it up, baby. We got to get him on the show. But I honestly don't see how they do this Obi-Wan series and they don't have Bail Organa in there, especially if they're going to show a young Leia. Look, this guy's been around TV shows that this is his main career. Come on. I think Disney signed him, and we just don't know yet, baby.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? And I mentioned this before as well. Obi-Wan is going to be the closest thing we're going to get to the original trilogy, right?
That's right.
We're going to see Luke. We're going to see Leia, obviously, younger version. We're definitely going to see Bail Organa. I mean, there's no brainer. We have to. there's no way that we won't be able to see him.
Well, we already saw him in Rogue One too.
And he knows where Obi-Wan is. I think he knows.
I think he says that. Well, yeah, he might know. I have to think back on that scene at the end, but I think that the three of them probably know.
Yeah, they probably know the plan. So I think I can see more possibility of him coming in that show, because remember, if we got this many figures from the Mandalorian, just imagine how many we're gonna get from the Book of Boba Fett and from the Obi-Wan show. It's gonna be insane, especially for the Obi-Wan show. We're gonna see a bunch of figures.
Listen, this is funny, Desy, because I'm right with you, Niculio. I swear, if we get Bail before C-3PO, look, we're probably gonna get Watto before C-3PO the way they're going. We're probably gonna get Size Snoodles and the Max Rebo band. Desy, I actually see this, but we could tie this in now with C-3PO because, gosh, he was in just about everything. He hasn't been in the Mandalorian yet, but gosh, do we even need a reason to put out C-3PO? I mean, come on.
No, you just put him out. He'll sell.
You've got
100%,
The reason, you want to know the reason is? We don't have one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But don't worry, they'll announce Bail, right? Bail Organa, and re-release the Bronze Stormtrooper before you get C-3PO. All right.
Oh man.
Unfortunately.
I was thinking, just to kind of to interject with this whole thing with the people coming back. One thing I've noticed too, and it's kind of an interesting thing, is that these are movies, first and foremost. So, but when you look at what's been going on lately, the trends in television, there's a lot of continuations. You have like the newer like Full House and things like that. There's like these reunions, these resurgence. X-Files came back for a while too. Things like that. They're all television actors, but now we have this medium where Star Wars is doing television series. So I think, following that trend, a lot of these actors, they're like, well, okay, so we're not going to have a movie, right? We can't have a movie 25 years later, but we can all be coming back and reprising these roles, like all this, like I said, this current, television trend that's been going on with different reboots. I see anybody's possible, and I think we're going to see a lot of familiar faces in these upcoming shows because of that. Because they're missing out. These actors are missing out on that. They weren't TV actors. Well, some, right? Like Bale, right? But for the most part, these popular shows have been, kind of being rebooted or, having these new reunion shows. So I think a lot of these movie actors are definitely like, hey, what about us? We want to get, and this is the perfect place for it. Why not? Fans are going to lose their minds, right? Absolutely. If we see Samuel Jackson, things like that, and they're just boom, here we are.
Come on. We're going to see. Didn't he already make a Twitter error?
Yeah, he was getting in trouble on that, And these shows are kind of limited runs, right? Few episodes or limited series, so they can afford these actors to come in. If let's say Obi-Wan's 6 episodes and Samuel Jackson's in for like 2 episodes, right? Like a cliffhanger thing and then like a main episode or something. That's like a third of the series right there. So they could totally afford to bring somebody in like that, and the hype train's real. So let's see. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
Yeah, no, listen, we got 145 in here. We're pushing it tonight. This has been an awesome time. Look, for some of the people that are coming in late, first of all, please hit that like button. Did you smash it yet? Did you hit it yet? Don't spill your wizard juice on it, though. I wouldn't recommend that. Listen, let's go over the thoughts again for people that are coming in late, because this is what this is all about here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and start with Dante again. Just closing up on Rex. Dante, your final thoughts on this again, and just what you're expecting when you get this in here next week with your review. I mean, I think that, we've talked about this could be figure of the year, but with a lot of the other figures we're talking about, a lot of competition. But man, baby, give me your thoughts on this, your last thoughts on Rex, closing Rex out.
I mean, as I mentioned before, this is an amazing figure based on the pictures. Head sculpt looks perfect to me. Again, it is like real life. It's just amazing. So
Dante, look at that weathering on his freaking
weathering and everything, and the way I can see the articulation going, I have good feelings about this. So stay tuned for the review next week.
Yeah, Fabio. Just closing out on Rex. Your final thoughts on this? Looking at it.
I can't wait to get my 3. Let's go.
Desy, you brought up a good point that this is going to have some competition, but this is hard sweet, baby.
Look at all the previous years. Any one of those years, this could have been figure of the year. It's just because we're having such a busy Q4, right? That this is having that much competition. But regardless, classic figure out of the box. Classic figure.
Anthony.
Look, you're gonna miss him. If you sleep on this, you're done. You're done. He's going to be. If he's not figure of the year, he's up there. And like Dante's saying, the way he's being posed here, I'm thinking, yeah, he's probably ratcheted. He looks amazing. The weathering. This guy is a 10. This is 100% 10. Again, mine shipped, so same thing with Dante. My review will be up next week. We'll know when we get him in hand. But if you sleep on this, you're screwed. Like, you really are, because he's just gonna skyrocket with Cody and everybody else that's coming out. He's absolutely amazing. I mean, just look at that. How can you not get this guy? Seriously.
Oh my God. I mean, listen, everybody, please smash the like button. This is so much. Dante, the man of hot collectibles. That was a lot of fun, that show you and I did. We're gonna do more of that show, baby. That was great. I really loved your up next. Can't wait for your Unfiltered. As a matter of fact, why don't you tell us? You got like 30, 45 seconds. Tell us what's going on at the Man of Hot Collectibles.
All right, so Aries, thank you again. A pleasure to be in your show. Pleasure to see all my friends here on the panel, and everyone on the chat. Yeah, so we have the What's Next show. It's a brand new show that I just launched this week, so check it out. We talk about what's next, and anything that is related to the One Six Scale community. Obviously, with my own touch, you know how it is. And Filter show is coming. It's coming as soon as tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be working with Easy for the next episode. What's Next episode 2 is coming as well next week. And reviews, Rex, Death Watch, and whatever I can get, you guys will see it. But yeah, thank you again, Aries, for the opportunity, and thank you everyone for watching tonight.
Absolutely. Fabio, what's going on, baby? Look, I got the links to everybody in here, just so you know. Follow Fabio's got his channel. Desy with the Metamorphic Customs. You got your Facebook group and everything that you do there with your awesome dioramas. Anthony, Man of Hot Collectibles. I got the links in there. Fabio, anything going on new with your channel?
Yeah, still working on my full tour, coming soon. Stay tuned. Gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that, baby. Oh my goodness.
I can't wait.
Let's talk real quick. Desy, look, I feel like I wanted to have one of your things up here, but we will the next time. Look, if you guys don't know about Desy and Metamorphic Customs, I know you're working on one for me. I can't wait for it. He's did one for Dante. Look, he does great bases. He does great dioramas, backdrops. Desy, tell us a little bit.
Thanks, Aries. Yeah, actually, I am working on yours. It's been taking a while. I've been working on so many. Yours is actually right back there in that room in progress.
Ooh, baby, don't get me.
But I am covered in styrofoam. It's all over the place. You don't see it, but it's like I'm buried in it. So I'm working on a lot of dioramas, having a lot of fun doing it. Just really happy to see people enjoying what they're receiving. So thank you, appreciate it.
Absolutely, Anthony. What's going on, baby?
Hey, well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for everybody who's tuning in. I know we got a lot of people in here tonight. They're coming from all different channels. So, if you don't know everybody here, everybody here is amazing. Okay. What you do for the community is awesome. What the market, I mean, you're a huge contributor to the Hot Toys community. I think everybody needs to appreciate what you do. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have bought a lot of figures. To tell you the truth, because it's very, because you have to watch the market, it's very, very important it's your money, so thank you again for that. Dante, same thing. Dante does amazing reviews. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check him out. Love his style. He's got his own thing going. Friendly guy. Same thing.
Heck yeah.
Everybody
Thanks,
here. You know, I'm 100% all about the community. All about the community. Fabio, look at this guy's collection, man. What do you got now? 800 something figures?
About.
So you got to get on his channel because I'm that dude. What is it going to be, like a Lord of the Rings episode? All right, so I mean, it's gonna be insane, right? Of course, and like you guys both said, Desy makes some awesome diorama pieces and sets. I mean, everybody here's check everybody out. I don't even know what to say about me, man. You know, I'm doing my reviews. I do my Hot Toys news. You guys want to come check it out? Appreciate it. If you already have, you guys know what it's about. So it's all about that love and communication, and we're all in this because we're collectors. We love collecting, and you know, that's it, man. That's it. Sorry, man. I get a little winded on it, but appreciate everybody here.
Awesome.
No, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
And thank you for everybody in the chat. Look, Joel Pellerin said it here. This was a fun Friday night. Thanks for the smiles and your different points of view. The panel was awesome. Thanks. Look, this is what it's all about, you know, and we're having a lot of fun with all these drops and happy to be able to, you know, provide advice, you know, and share some of the things that we're all doing to be able to manage all this stuff. But my goodness gracious, I mean, just one more time flashing it on the screen. Look,
He's like,
man,
Hey, you know.
this figure, come on. And we still got 140 in here, but look,
I know it's 140 strong.
Yeah.
Do you have that Death Watch picture still? You know which one I'm talking about, right? That's the one that made me get two.
Yeah, I
That
still have
picture
it as
is
we
like for people who came in a bit late. If you haven't already seen it.
Yeah, it's just incredible, guys. I mean, just look at this.
There's that one where that's kind of the camera's a little bit angled downward, and you know what I'm talking about. It's,
I know exactly the one you're talking about. This one here,
that one right there is phenomenal, phenomenal picture.
I mean, guys, look at this. Come on. I mean, it looks like something right out of the movie, like a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, we love this stuff. This is what we do, baby. This is what
all day.
we do.
We can get on it all night, man. Every day, 365. You know, and holidays too. Keep that in mind. I forgot to mention that. You guys forget, man. We got holidays. We got Christmas coming up. They're gonna drop. They're dropping some heat. You know, Dante was saying this Q4 is fire. It's fire. So it's just hold on.
You're gonna need a
butts,
bigger
right?
wallet.
Well, listen. Let me tell you all what's going on my channel. So let's see. I'll have a couple of shows coming out next week. Dante will be on your live show next Friday. I know you and I are going to do another Star Wars talk show. We're going to be doing that again. That was awesome this week. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun doing that with Dante. And actually what's interesting about that, Dante, we did that when the Luke was dropped, with that epic. I'm going to get going here. That Luke from The Mandalorian came out, and I did that impromptu live and raw on a Monday night. And I said, Dante, get on in here. That's what kind of spawned that out, because it was a lot of fun doing that with you. And so that's what the Star Wars talk show is all about. So if you didn't see that yet, you definitely want to check it out. I put it out on Tuesday with Dante and I. So that's awesome. But I will tell you, besides Dante's live show next Friday, when will the Dark Jedi be live and raw by himself again? And I'm going to tell you that Monday, October 11th, the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, will be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk on live and raw, baby. And is it possible that some of these figures that we're talking about are going to be out? I don't always drink coffee out or buy coffee out. But when I do, I get from Six Scale Cantina, baby. Fun time, guys. You have a good weekend. This is great.
Yeah, everybody. Yep. Thanks for watching.